still. Hear ye, 6 p.m. means the Village of Terrace Park Council meeting of June 10, 2025 is called to order. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Lyons, would you please call the roll?
Jaski.
Here.
Ingebrigtsen. Here. Lehman. LeMay.
Here.
Lindell.
Here.
Sharp.
Here. Approval of meeting minutes from May 13. Has everyone had a chance to review? Any suggestions, corrections, or deletions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Seeing none, those are approved.
Yeah.
Are there any residents that would like to address council? If there are, please come up to the podium, give us your name and address, and tell us what it is you want us to hear. Your Honor, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine, thanks, Topper. I'm just here to say thank you to Jerry and Lauren and everyone for a wonderful Memorial Day this past Memorial Monday. And please tell Dave the green was in exceptional form, like always, you know. And Lauren, wonderful having you involved, and your husband Kyle, part of the honor group with Matt Parker and Jenny Wright. It's wonderful. And we had a young incoming freshman. You know, it's to find the smartest kid in the class. I find Emily Parker to find good singers, and so she found a young rising freshman to sing the national anthem, and she's going to be doing this for a long time. She was wonderful. So, and then also we had the Scouts. They're always great, and then Finley Zabo won the Kiwanis Memorial little essay contest, so that was really good. So I just wanted to thank everyone. Wonderful tradition we're continuing Terrace Park. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
I was going to remark in my remarks, but I was going to thank Jay for spearheading that effort. Thank you. You do a great job, and we look forward to your continued service should you choose to serve in the future. We'll take you anytime. All right. Any other residents like to address council? Seeing none. Mrs. Ingebrigtsen, should we rearrange this agenda?
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right, always good to have to move around our agenda to appoint new volunteers for the village, so thank you all. With that, I would like to introduce and advance to the third reading resolution number 6-1, 2025, consent of council to the appointment by the mayor of Sarah Faulkner, Craig Russell, Trevor Winandy to the Volunteer Emergency Medical Services Department of the Village of Terrace Park.
Second?
Jaski.
Aye.
Ingebrigtsen.
Aye.
LeMay.
Aye.
Lindell.
Aye.
Sharp.
Aye.
I move to adopt the resolution as an emergency.
Second.
Jaski.
Aye.
Ingebrigtsen.
Aye.
LeMay.
Aye.
Lindell.
Aye.
Sharp.
Aye. Fantastic. Let's swear some people in so they can get to work and make sure everyone's safe. Go with Sarah first. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Sarah Faulkner,
I, Sarah Faulkner.
to the best of my ability,
To the best of my ability.
will discharge the duties
Will discharge the duties
of emergency medical technician
of emergency medical technician
for the village of Terrace Park, Ohio.
for the village of Terrace Park, Ohio.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Here you go. Sign this. We can get you all set up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Trevor Winandy,
I, Trevor Winandy,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
will discharge the duties
will discharge the duties
of emergency medical technician
of emergency medical technician
for the village of Terrace Park, Ohio.
for the village of Terrace Park, Ohio.
Thank you for your service. Appreciate it. Last but not least, Craig Russell. As if you need to spend more time at the village, right? If you got your hand up, I might swear you in and ask you some questions under oath.
Let's go for it then.
I, Craig Russell,
I, Craig Russell,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my abilities,
will discharge the duties
will discharge the duties
of emergency medical technician
of emergency medical technician
for the village of Terrace Park, Ohio.
for the village of Terrace Park, Ohio.
Thanks, brother.
No problem.
Thank you. Feel free to stay as long as you'd like. I think everyone knows the rules. It's a nice day. Enjoy it.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody see a need to alter the agenda from here on out, or should we go as scripted? We're going to go as scripted, I think.
That's questions you want to answer.
Mayor's report, Tom Tepe. Again, I thank Jay Goman for his service. Thank you very much for a great thing. School is out. Kids are flying around, and I just want to remind people, mostly parents, it's very difficult to legislate parenting, but young kids should not be driving golf carts. I've seen a few of them out there. Of course, my eyesight is bad, so therefore I have no ability to rat anybody out as to who they are, because I can't see them. But that also goes for the wonderful mothers who are driving around their kids in a hectic schedule, holding the babies on their laps. I've seen that. That is probably as bad as anything else. And so, again, my eyesight's bad, and I can't tell who it is. But let's just make sure that everybody is safe, and let's make sure all the kids are safe, because they're out playing from sun up to sundown, as they should be, not in front of the TV, hopefully playing in the woods and doing other things. So that be that. We are going to have a potential meeting in July. So we're going to ask that everyone take a look at their calendars. I'm sure Katie will send out something tomorrow morning. You'll probably get a better idea of why here soon, but we just need to be flexible to make sure that we can respond to the needs of everybody, including our residents. So that's all I have as Chief Fiscal Officer. Mrs. Lyons, do you have anything to report, please?
I have no report, thank you.
Chief Lawyer Jeff Forbes.
Thank you, Mayor. I can report on a few things if anyone is interested. Just some activity at the state, just a number of bills that are pending up there that will have, if passed, will have some good and some potentially negative implications on local government municipalities. We have everything from getting rid of replacement levies, proposing to take away inside millage, and also regulating intoxicating hemp and cannabis drinks. All that's in the mix up at the state right now. We're going to continue to watch those and keep you apprised.
Fun stuff, you know. Want to know how sausage is made? Go up to Columbus.
That's right. They're very active right now.
Yeah, I mean, for all of those 33 state senators that are watching and the 99 House representatives that are watching this meeting, screwing around with eliminating the inside millage would have a devastating, I'll repeat, devastating effect on a small village like us, who has tried to do everything right, have kept taxes to an absolute minimum, have kept government services to those only essential services that are needed for the health, safety, and general welfare of the village. So therefore, if anybody thinks that it would be a good idea for me to go at the right time, to go up and testify up there, I'd be happy to do it and tell them how bad of an idea that is, how short-sighted it is, and that it would cause some serious problems, not just here, but I would imagine in almost every other jurisdiction that relies on, to any extent, inside millages. So don't do it, because we know who you are if you do it. Anything else, Chief Lawyer?
That's all I have.
Clerk of Council, Mrs. Lyons.
No report, thank you.
Chief Maggard always has something good.
Thank you, Your Honor. Biggest thing that we have to report is our passage of 8 new Life Squad members. Have one, excuse me, is yet to take her National Registry test later this week, so expect her to be able to do that. But I had an exceptionally good class this year. Among them, 3 pre-med students at Xavier, 2 of whom will be around all summer and be able to start running with us and get some good experience that way. So we're happy to have 3 of them in tonight, along with Craig. The other thing is we, in our standard procedures this year, basic EMS agencies such as ours are now able to administer nebulized albuterol as a breathing treatment. So that was previously a medic-only procedure, and we have been trained in it, and we're now carrying the equipment, so it's another tool for us.
Under what circumstances would that be administered, like asthma, smoke?
Possibly asthma, more usually COPD.
Got it.
Congestive heart failure, that kind of thing could be a great pre-hospital improvement for a patient. So, it's the end of my report.
Thanks, Chief. Our Chief Hefner.
Thank you, Mayor. This past month, we've had a group of firefighters, 4 of them, Craig Russell, Mike Kaplan, Ty Zimmerman, and Chris Dixon, successfully completed a swiftwater rescue technician training with Loveland. It was a week-long class that they went to Monday through Friday, and they were there from 8 to 5 and put in the hours and did this. Got their certification. This will significantly strengthen our response capabilities for rescues on the river and other swiftwater incidents. As a result of this completion, they've now been included in part of the regional response team for water-related emergencies. So outside of our area, they'll be called in also to help out and assist. So that's something that we hope to get some more people certified in and expand that capacity as we move forward. In addition to that, we had live fire training this month, sent crews 2 separate days, did hands-on interior fire attack. We had truck checks and did our normal monthly training that did general response and laying into fires and ladder work. We've had a decent number of calls this month on fire alarms, down power lines, mutual aid responses with Milford and Indian Hill. Also assisted EMS with a medical issue. On the admin side of things, I have been looking at some other outside funding and have applied for 3 more grants. So hopefully we can find out about those in the coming months. And lastly, helmets have been ordered with the first grant that we got and should be coming in the next couple weeks. That's all I've got.
That's great. Any questions for the chief? Thank you very much.
Keep looking for those grants.
Appreciate it, George. Police Chief Administrator Jerry Hayhow.
Thanks, Your Honor. Couple things. I just got a notification today from the Department of Public Safety of the latest scammers who are posing as Ohio BMV folks, Bureau of Motor Vehicles, and they're telling people that their license will be suspended if traffic ticket fines are not paid, and it gives instructions for the recipient to pay to immediately avoid the license suspension. By no means click on anything, delete it. That's it. Ohio BMV will not send you a text if there's a problem. And if you have any questions, let us know at the police department, and we can check it out for you. But Ohio BMV will not communicate in this manner, so delete it. The other thing is a sinkhole emerged, and you may have noticed, there's been some cones and barriers around it, emerged on Robinwood Drive beneath an aging stormwater pipe and drain. The pipe was found to be separated and obstructed. Last week, a contractor completed the replacement of both the catch basin and the pipe under the street. This repair is expected to prevent the sinkhole from expanding further. I will continue to monitor the situation and take any necessary actions as required. It was down below where the pipe had crossed the street, and it appears that it may have been washing that from underneath. I looked at it today. It doesn't look like it's moved, and at some point we will move to put a more solid base in there and then repatch the street. So that's the end of my report if there's no other questions.
Any questions for the chief?
I received one of those notices from the BMV today.
So did I. Yeah.
Did you?
I responded quickly.
You were nice about it, right?
I deleted it and blocked it. Yep.
And I can further update too, because we've been, and I know a lot of folks have been getting calls. The fire hydrant at Princeton and Elm is going to be a total repair. They put in an emergency call to OOPS to mark the lines. We have the fire hydrant already purchased down in the lot, but the valve to even turn that off is destroyed. So, yeah, you know, Indian Hill came out again. We've been talking to them for a long time, and it's now a priority. So, it should be repaired soon. That's it.
Any questions for the chief?
I have a question. I'm not sure which of you, is there any kind of update on the water at all? The impact from Indian Hill?
There is. I had a meeting with Indian Hill Water. I've had a meeting with both Cincinnati Waterworks. Pax and I and the chief went to that. We also met with Indian Hill, and we are just getting information. There, no decisions have been made. We're just collecting information from Indian Hill on, I mean, they've got this water tower that they have to deal with, and so we're waiting to get some numbers from them so that we can kind of lay it down. I met again with Cincinnati Waterworks, which I met with them several years ago to talk to them. They're going to give us numbers, if you will, just so that we can put things right next to one another, both of those, to try to figure out, you know, what the data tells us, what the numbers are, what the potential future costs for water towers and PFAS and this and that. And as I've said for years, and I will continue to say, we will get out of the water line business as soon as we can. And so I've made it very clear to both Cincinnati and to Indian Hill, we're going to get out of the water business, water line business at some point, because we're just simply ill-equipped to maintain them on an ongoing basis. They both heard that, understood that, but I have nothing to bring back to council for any consideration yet. So, but when I do.
I've received some questions on that from people.
Yeah, they, my sense from meeting with Indian Hill is they were very well prepared, they have their studies, their numbers they're running. They are, I was frankly quite impressed with.
They've got it all laid out on their website.
They do.
I mean, it's really their whole presentation. They've got a lot of information there.
How they'll pay for these things, the water tower, how they'll pay for the PFAS upgrades through a issuance of a 30-year bond, which, you know, their borrowing power is probably, you know, pretty good. I would imagine their credit gets them a pretty good rate. So we just don't have any information yet, and again, we're not in a position right now where something has to be done now. I forget what the timeline is for PFAS. It's
It bumped back again.
37?
37, yeah.
37?
I was gonna say, I thought maybe it moved back to 40, but is it 37?
I don't, that's a.
I mean, just
I think it just bumped again, that's why I was, yeah,
for someone to have to just design, buy, and implement something like that,
yeah.
that's a fairly significant project that would require some time, so it's 37 or 40.
Okay.
But again, I will have something to bring back at some point for council's consideration as to, you know, CWW and Indian Hill, but I will tell you, my meetings with both of them were great. They were helpful, and that's where we are. But
Okay.
that's a very good question,
Thanks.
thanks. Any other thoughts, questions before we move on to member of council outside their committees? Already there. Reports, resolutions, ordinance of standing committees, planning and zoning. John Gasky.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to remind folks, last month, we made a motion to engage the Planning Commission to look at several zoning code amendments regarding the sales of medical and also adult use cannabis products. So we had a meeting on May 27th. Some good discussion was had. We have another meeting at the conclusion of this meeting to have part 2 of that. So as we kind of continue to work through some different types of changes, and we'll bring those changes back to council when we're done. So anything to add, Mr. Mayor,
No, I was
as a
at the
leader?
meeting. I think we continue the meeting to tonight because we had a couple of questions for Chief Lawyer as it relates to some things that are being considered. He's going to be there for Planning Commission's benefit after this. And we most likely will have something to bring in forth to council to consider in the future. Seems like we have a July meeting, but I think that would be incredibly aggressive and will not happen, but probably something more along the lines of fall. Sure. Yeah. But stay tuned.
Yep.
Any thoughts? You were there, anything else?
No, that's exactly right. And the next would be a 30-day notice for a public hearing and stuff, so it will be moved into the fall.
It'd be a public hearing for Planning Commission, right? I think that's what.
For a text amendment, there has to be a public hearing at both Planning Commission and then at council.
Got it.
once it gets here.
We'll script that out at the
Yep.
right time. Great.
Doing
No, I
our
think
due
that's
diligence, that's the end of my report.
Brilliantly done.
Thank you.
Finance, Mr. Lemay.
Yep, thank you, Mayor. I have two resolutions tonight. The first one, a quick refresher. The intent of this first one, 4-2, 2025, is to put a ballot issue in front of the voters in November that would increase by 5.25 mils our revenue for effective in 2026. So unless there's any questions, this is the third and final reading. Good. Okay. I'd like to introduce to the third reading, Resolution 4-2, 2025. Resolution declaring it necessary to proceed with a replacement with an increased tax levy in excess of the 10 mil limitation and submitting such levy to the electors, in parentheses, 5.25 mil replacement with increase. Second?
Gasky,
Aye.
Ingebrigtsen,
Aye.
Lemay,
Aye.
Lindell,
Aye.
Sharp.
Aye.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Gasky,
Aye.
Ingebrigtsen,
Aye.
Lemay,
Aye.
Lindell,
Aye.
Sharp.
Aye.
Great.
Great. Good work.
And the second resolution, this is for our second reading. This is for our 2026 budget. Any questions? No, good. I would like to introduce for the second reading, Resolution 5-1, 2025, a resolution approving the 2026 annual tax budget for the Village of Terrace Park.
It shall be deemed read for a second time.
Great.
Has anybody had any conversations or feedback from anybody with respect to the levy? I've had some, and they've been very, very positive. Like, wow, I can't believe the village has not had to increase it for 12, 14 years. I've not, I mean, nobody says, oh my God, I love paying more, but they all understood
Yeah.
and were comfortable with the fact that we're doing the best we can with what we got. So I don't know if anybody's had any similar conversations.
All right, end of my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Buildings and grounds, Mrs. Sharp.
Only thing I would add is that the pavilion's looking pretty good down there
Sure
at the
is.
preserve. If you get a chance, just drive through to see what's going on, but it's bigger than I expected, I think, but it looks really good. So,
Gonna be nice.
that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Crowley / Terrace Park Historical Society, or Mr. Crowley and
Ohio River.
Ohio River Foundation. Yes, thank you, Ohio River Foundation and Mr. Crowley. Anything else? Does anybody have anything on behalf of Rules and Law for Mrs. Lehman? I don't have anything. Public Works, Mr. Lindell.
Thank you, Mayor. No report.
Public Safety, Mrs. Ingebrigtsen, anything in addition to what you did before, which is monumental and unbelievably great?
Nothing further, Mayor, thank you.
All right. Continue business? New business? The only new business is, look for the email tomorrow, so we can lock in a July council meeting should one be needed. You know, it's always nice to get one on the books. It can always be scratched, but it's always difficult to schedule. More time goes by. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Is this yours?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Pax, I need you to sign.
Adjourn the meeting. That's my rule. And approve the minutes in motion.
I was in there and